surrounded by wrestling fans. Not sports entertainment fans. Professional wrestling fans! Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up! This is
the Wrestling Matters Podcast, a podcast that stands up for professional wrestling. Why? Because wrestling matters. So join the revolution, because the revolution is now. Hey, start the show.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another installment of the Progess Wrestling Podcast, presented by Wrestling Matters, of course. My name is Anthony Walker, the H, the E, to the A, to that beautiful D. If D's are beautiful, I don't know why I go that route far, I don't know. But anyway, I'm in a good mood today, guys. It's time for the chapter 2 of this new series to the Wrestling Matters Podcast, the Progess Wrestling Podcast. Now, chapter 2, you can see these on chapters on the Demand service, Demand Progess Wrestling service, that you can see these shows on. And we're going to kick off with the interruption. Now, I'm guessing the boss does the ring announcing, and he gets interrupted by Styx, which is spelled S-T-I-X-X, and wants his match now with Lion King. Well, his wish came true. Kid showing quickness, but Styx showing power. Springboard twisting head scissors from Lion King. Kid showing quickness again, jumps on Styx, but Styx bombs him in the ring post outside. Power bombs him, that is. Styx slowing things down. Front face suplex gets Styx in near fall. Kid being manhandled. Styx showing power, but Kid hits and head scissors. Styx catches Kid into a tilt-the-world backbreak and gets a near fall. Styx hits a crossbody on Kid in the corner. Styx wearing Kid out on the mat, slowing things down. Advantage Styx, stretching Kid out on the out snapmare. Styx gets a near fall. Kid hits an arm drag out of a powerbomb, hits a kick, rocks Styx. Kid hits kicks, then drops Styx with a drop kick, then hits a springboard double jump dive on Styx on the outside, which is something that I believe one of the X Division wrestlers used to do. I can't remember which one. Probably all of them, if I remember. Styx hits Boss Man Slam and gets a near fall. Advantage Styx sets up a powerbomb, but Kid hits a head scissors. Then Kid hits the Tilt-the-World roll up, and Lion King gets the win over Styx. The next match after that was the BWC Scalo Scholarship title match involving Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman, and a guy many of you people know now as Mark Andrews. Mike with an awesome takedown. Mark turns it into his advantage. Mat wrestling shown by Mark and Mike. Mike with a toe hold. Great mat wrestling between the two. Andrews hits an arm drag that goes into a roll up and gets a near fall. Andrews hits Wild Boar with a moonsault off the apron. Diving headbutt gets a near fall from Mike, slowing down Mark. Mark in trouble. Wild Boar hits him in the corner with a boot. Boar gets a near fall. Lots of counters in this match. Wild Boar hits a dragon suplex, gets a near fall. Toe-to-toe in the ring, both men. Wild Boar goes for a powerbomb. Mark counters into a facebuster. Mark rolls up Wild Boar and then hits a double stomp, then a sky twister press, standing sky twister press that is, and gets a near fall. Wild Boar puts Mark in the tree of war, then hits a spear. Mark backdrops Boar in the corner, but Boar hits an exploder suplex into the corner and gets a near fall. Wild Boar hits a huge package power driver only to get a near fall on Andrews. Boar goes for a package power driver. Mark counters, misses shooting star press. Mark counters the package power driver again, rolls up Wild Boar and gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Out of nowhere, the former champion Cooper gets an attack in, but Mark hits a drop kick and chases him away. The next match after that was Noam Dar and Darrell Alan, rather. Some great train wrestling and mat wrestling early on. Pace quickens in the match. Dar hits a dropkick. Head scissors takedown by Alan, fight on the outside. Dar targets the legs, misses double storm even so far in the match. Advantage Dar. Forearm works on the leg. Forearm uppercut works on the leg, all Dar. At the moment, Alan fights back. Hard kick gets Alan a near fall. Airplane into a Northern Lights suplex gets Dar a near fall. Dar putting his chewing gum in the mouth of Alan. Good grief. Probably disgusting. Well, no probably be about it. It was disgusting. Great counters. Alan hits into Guri and gets a near fall. Dar hits a roaring elbow and gets a near fall. Alan hits super kick to the back of the head, rolls up for a near fall. Dar works on the legs, hits a double leg stomp, kicks him in the face. Dar locks in a leg lock and hits headbutts and kicks and Dar makes Daryl Allen tap out, and he wins the match. The next match apparently was due to a campaign on Twitter at round about this time involving Jimmy Havoc and Danny Garnell, teacher versus student, apparently. Quickness advantage with Jimmy. Danny controlling Jimmy, but Jimmy gets out of it. Danny looking to wrestle Jimmy. These two are like they're in a training session at this point. Quickness with Jimmy hits a drop kick and dives on Danny outside. Danny flattens Jimmy with a clothesline. Knee drop gets Danny a near fall. Danny controlling Jimmy on the mat. Jimmy hits spinning head scissors. 2 kicks. Jimmy locks in a crossface. Danny gets out. Danny hits a backdrop. Just cannot keep Jimmy down. Rubs suspended DDT gets Danny a near fall. Danny hits a suplex. Jimmy gets right back up to his feet. Danny hits it again. Jimmy gets up again. Then Danny hits a front face DDT move, which is where you grab him by the neck, like if he's going to snapmare him, but he takes a front bump. The opponent takes a front bump down and you got a near fall out of it. Slam dunk, code breaker variation, whatever you want to call it. Long blow, I think it's called. From the second rope gets Jimmy a near fall. Jimmy brings in a chair. Ref warns him. Danny rolls up. Jimmy gets a near fall. Then Jimmy hits a head scissors into a crossface. Danny rolls him up, manages to counter it and gets the victory over his student. A good match. 4 good matches there to kick off the first part and first hour of the show. And I'll take a quick break there, guys, and I'll be back right after this with part 2, which sees a tag team match involving the London Riots, a 3-way dance involving El Ligero, and the main event, a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Progess Championship involving Nathan Cruz and WTTV host Wrestle Talk Television Marty Scurll, who's known as Party Marty Scurll. So I'll be back after this. Stay tuned. If you're a fan of the Wrestling Matters podcast, be sure to check out the Wrestling Matters podcast Twitter page at WM Podcast for news, reviews, and upcoming episodes, and you will be let know on various other topics as well in the world of professional wrestling. So if you like the Wrestling Matters podcast, be sure to follow the Wrestling Matters podcast on Twitter at WM Podcast. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans. Be sure to tune in every single Tuesday now for the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra, where I'll be hosting a podcast on one promotion and one promotion only. ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling, the hottest promotion in Scotland. Well, I'll be reviewing their shows.
Oh my God!
Talking ICW.
That's 13-14!
And who knows, maybe getting some guests on. So be sure to tune in to the Wrestling Matters Podcast Extra ICW podcast, Insane Championship Wrestling, every Tuesday on YouTube, Podomatic, Stitcher Radio, downloaded free at iTunes, Mixcloud, and SoundCloud. Wrestling Matters, wrestling fans.
World, look into my eyes. When you see me on a show, when you see these fans, you know you've got the best in the damn world. We are ICW and you're gonna know our name. Here we fucking go!
And welcome back to part 2 of this Progess Wrestling podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 2. Hope you're enjoying it so far. And we'll kick off this part with the London Riots versus the Velocity Vipers. Now, London Riots attack from the start, go outside, hard chops to both men. Alex hits somersault, senton. Rob hits an uppercut and unloads. Power advantage with the London Riots. James just destroying the Vipers, gets a near fall. London Riots in total control. Otts Ospreay taking, if that's pronounced wrong, I apologise, but that's what I'm going with, taking a beating from the Riot. Rob hits double stomp on the back of Ospreay, or whatever his name is. I don't know his name, but I just went with it. Super kick, Pele kick, head scissors. Ospreay makes a tag and then fights back is on. Rob spears Alex in midair. London Riot's toying with the Vipers. Rob hits a German suplex on Alex, gets a near fall. Massive clothesline, exploder suplex by James Davis on Alex, gets a near fall. Alex's tag partner throws kicks and then he realises he's by himself because his partner Alex got injured. Rolling neckbreaker by him. He misses a moonsault, then takes a massive clothesline and the London Riots win the match. And they leave a message to the roster of Progress Wrestling. Now, match 2 saw El Ligero, Greg Burridge, and RJ Singh in a triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender to the Progress Wrestling Championship. Now, Burridge and Ligero double team Singh to start. Singh taking hard kicks to the back, then chest. Burridge and Ligero trading tiny kicks, then Singh comes in and he pays for that. Ligero and Burridge go at it. Burridge arm drags Ligero into Singh. Japanese arm drags Ligero into Singh, in fact. Singh and Ligero go at it. Head scissors takedown by Ligero. Springboard heel kick and drop kick. Ligero gets a near fall. Singh hits chest breaker and STO mic check move, then stops Burridge. 2 knee strikes gets Singh a near fall. Slingshot senton gets Burridge a near fall. Hits a head scissors on Singh also, as he was on the outside. Singh, that is. Ligero goes up top. One of Singh's men stops him and then Burridge makes him pay. Greg. Ligero and Burridge go toe to toe. Ligero hits a somersault dive on RJ Singh's henchman on the outside. Burridge hits the Hearts of Pain. Singh stops that and locks in a camel clutch. Ligero hits a super kick on RJ Singh. Ligero hits a springboard DDT and Ligero on RJ Singh. Burridge locks in a submission on him. Ligero rolls him up and grabs the tights and Ligero ends up winning the match. Burridge insults Ligero because he wasn't too happy about the way he lost. The final match of Chapter 2 was a 2 out of 3 falls match between Marty Scurll and Nathan Cruz for the Progress title. Both men locking up, feeling out process, a bit of mat wrestling. Advantage Marty drew flesh blood, if you will. Marty working the arm, trying to break the fingers also. Marty really working on the arm of Cruz. Cruz fires back. Sunset flip, head scissors takedown, great stuff. Marty goes for a dive but misses and goes right into the crowd. Cruz gets a near fall. Slingshot back suplex by Cruz gets him a near fall. Cruz hits the high knee, gets a near fall. Suplex also gets him a near fall. A hanging vertical suplex by Marty, literally hanged him up for 50 seconds. Great counter wrestling. Inseguri tornado DDT gets Marty a near fall. Toe to toe, Marty hits a clothesline, gets a near fall. Cruz hits Inseguri but gets the counter, takes double knee, hits an Argentine backbreaker, which is his finishing move, which is like if you got him up in like a fireman's carry and then lifts him up and then drops the knees and drives the knees into the back, kind of like a slam dunk but reverse, and Marty wins the first fall. Cruz goes for a quick near fall, looking to get back into the match as the match restarted for the second fall. Toe to toe, both men end up outside. Marty sprays drink in his face. Marty takes the fight in the crowd, brawling. Marty hits an elbow off the bar. Just a brawl now. Cruz wants a count out. Cruz throws Marty into the chairs again and asks the ref to count out Marty. Fight back in the crowd. Cruz hits it AA fireman's carry slam on the sound desk and again wants the ref to count him out. Marty fighting back, beating the piss out of Cruz. Marty taking the fight to Cruz. Marty hits a second rope suplex from the apron. Marty gets a near fall out of that. Marty thinks he's Ric Flair, goes for a near fall. Both men goes for the figure four rather. Both men get near falls out of it each. Cruz hits a tombstone and wins the second fall. Cruz gets a near fall as the third fall starts. Marty hits a roaring elbow. Both men are down. Both men go toe to toe. Marty gets 3 near falls. Cruz hits a German suplex after a low blow and gets a near fall. Cruz hits German again. Marty gets up, locks in a figure 4, gets near falls. Cruz does eventually break the hold. Ref takes knee to the face from Marty. Cruz hits the show stealer, Alex Shane's own move, the show stealer slam, which is basically a fireman's carry into a slam kind of thing, not the AA version but front slam. And Cruz brings in a chair into the match. The ref is down. Ligero comes out, stops Cruz from hitting the chair. Cruz spits in his face. Ligero goes to kick Cruz in the face but gets Marty instead. Ligero shrugs his shoulders, walks off. Cruz gets the pin and retains his Progress Championship. And obviously Marty was a bit upset with that after the match and said that he didn't care, he just wants another shot at the Progress title. Now, that is the end of the Progress Wrestling podcast. I will give that I'll have to give that a 4.5 out of 5 because I actually enjoyed it. There was a lot of good wrestling in that. And tune in next week, guys, for Chapter 3, which involves a tag team main event. But you'll get that next week. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this podcast. Why do I say watch for? I'm so used to saying watch because I do other stuff and everything. And it's just a fail. But thank you so much for tuning in to listen to this podcast. You can now hear this podcast as well as my other podcasts on OSW TV, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio. Also, once I get things sorted out, I'm having a little bit of trouble with that putting up there, but make sure you check out my SoundCloud as well. Links will be in the description underneath, and if I can put an annotation on this on YouTube, I will. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting the podcast. Facebook.com/Wrestling Matters Podcast, at WM Podcast on Twitter. I'll repeat that, Facebook again, it's Facebook.com/WM Podcast. The Facebook page just keeps growing and growing, and so does the Twitter page as well. I've got over 1,000 followers on that page. The Facebook page, I'm over 500 likes now. I'm on 581. Keep it growing, guys, please. I want to get to 1,000, and I can only do that with your help. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. My name is Anthony Walker. Peace out.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. Professional wrestling! This is it! This is us standing up!
Yes! 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 Yes!
That's 13-14!
Dina, I am the best in the world.
Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Sepsis.